Experts say hackers who targeted Cheetah's dating site have published stolen data from more than 1 million users. Ashley Madison is designed to help married people have an affair. When the hackers hit the site, they warned its owner to shut it down or they'd release users' profile and credit card numbers. The cybersecurity expert says the information is posted on so-called dark web, which can only be viewed with a special browser. Let's get more from CNN Money Tech correspondent Laura Siegel, who joins me now from New York. And Laura, this is a very serious hack. We're talking about people's usernames, email addresses, passwords, and bank details being published. What are we learning from investigators at this point?
Yeah, I'll tell you this, it's definitely not a good situation, and I actually accessed that, and I was able to look at some of the data on there. There's going to be a lot of tough conversations. Let me get to the specific amount of data on there. We're talking 33 million accounts leaked, 36 million emails. Take that with a grain of salt because some people can make up their emails when they're applying to this site. Payment information, that's harder to make up. So you have real names and addresses associated with that. And internal corporate data, that's something to be noted. These hackers didn't just put out username information. They were actually able to almost own the entire company's servers. And I will say this, Isa, this was probably not a very sophisticated hack. These guys probably just did something like a phishing scam. We're able to get an employee to click on a link and get in there. And the hackers behind this, we don't know too much about them, but we know that they're a group called the Impact Team. This is their first really large hack, and they say they are doing this for hacktivist reasons, for moral reasons. Let me read you a teeny bit from their manifesto that was on there. They said, you find yourself in here, learn your lesson and make amends. Embarrassing now, but you'll get over it. And I will say this, a lot of people likely worried that their name could potentially be on here. Some people have more or less sympathy. They are victims, and Ashley Madison has come out, said this is criminal. But, you know, a lot of these people are at risk now of identity theft now that their information is floating out there in the dark web, Isa.
Yeah, and Laurie, how many gigabytes of data are we talking about here? And do we know at this stage whether more personal information, because there were reports very early on, more personal information such as sexual fantasies and addresses of customers was included in a data dump?
Yeah, absolutely. That is part of this. You can see what people are looking for. And when we talk about the gigabytes, this is 10 gigabytes of data. That is a lot. When I was talking to a security researcher last night, he was helping me sort through a lot of this data. He said, Lori, this is an enormous amount. So this is a very, very big deal. And to have all this information floating out there on the dark web where other hackers can pick it up, you know, even something like the passwords, they were what they call hashed, so it's difficult to crack them. But I spoke to a security researcher that said you can absolutely crack them. So you gotta think a lot of people are kind of scratching their heads and wondering why wasn't there better security? We were promised better security on a site like this, Isa.
Yeah, and on that note, what exactly is the company behind this, the company actually saying? Because I believe it's a Canadian company, is that correct?
Yeah, you are correct. And they're saying that this is a criminal act. They're doing everything in their power. But right now, they don't even really know who these guys are. They don't know 100% how they got into the system. Security researchers told me that this probably wasn't so sophisticated. And I think it's kind of a larger lesson that we have to kind of look and say, if it was almost that easy to access a site like this, what about other Fortune 500 companies? What are they doing to protect personal data, Lisa?